Hello, Ace Movie Recaps here. Today, I'm going to explain a movie titled Super 8. Imagine a train crashing on the very day you decided to hang out with your friends. Suddenly, an alien attacks your town, and you become emotionally attached to it. You find yourself taking their side. Let's see what our main character did in this situation. Joy, a sad 14-year-old boy, is seen. He is sad because his mother, Elizabeth, recently died in an accident at her workplace. As time passes, Louis Daynard comes to Joy's home to meet Jack, Joy's dad. He walks inside the house to meet him. Jack, a police officer, arrests Daynard because Daynard was the reason for Elizabeth's death. He takes Daynard away. What happened was Elizabeth and Daynard shared the same workplace. Elizabeth finished her shift and was ready to go home. The next shift was Daynard's, but he was drunk, so Elizabeth took his shift that day. And that's when the accident occurred. 4 months later, we see Joy at his school's film festival. He is not participating alone in the festival. His friends are with him, and the name of their film is Super 8. Charles, Joy's friend, shows him one of the movies he recently made and tells him about his plan to shoot near the train this time. He tells Joy that Alice, the girl he likes, will be there as well, but she is also Daynard's daughter. Their families don't necessarily have a nice relationship with each other. Joy isn't lucky enough to film with his crush alone. I mean, his luck is pretty bad, so his other friends, Carrie, Preston, and Martin, will be joining them. Now Joy returns home and sees his father upset. Jack is deep in Elizabeth's memory. He suggests that Joy do something better with his time rather than making movies, but Joy doesn't listen to him. He goes to his room where he sees various models in Joy's room. He loved creating models. Charles asks him to come near the train station. Joy and his friends are waiting for Alice. Soon Alice arrives in her car and takes everyone to the shooting area. Joy does the makeup for Alice. He has a pretty good knowledge of makeup. They are waiting for the train to arrive so they can take their shot. Meanwhile, Alice and Martin are practicing their roles. Joy is not full of joy anymore. Anyway, Alice is doing great and impresses everyone. Soon the train arrives and they get ready to shoot. Joy notices a car in front of the train and asks everyone to run. The train crashes and causes huge destruction around. Everyone is scared of the blast and they start running away. After the blast, everyone gathers near the train and Joy hears a weird voice which scares him. Soon after, he meets his friends. Joy finds metal cubes that are very small in size, and he keeps them with him. Following that, Joy informs everyone that a car suddenly appeared out of nowhere, causing the train accident. Upon inspecting the car, they discover that it belongs to their science school teacher, Mr. Wood. Alice attempts to wake him, but he remains unconscious. Inside the car, they find a map, but before they can decipher its meaning, Mr. Wood snatches it away. Surprisingly, he is still alive. Pointing his gun at them, he threatens their families' lives if they leak any information about the incident. They gather their belongings, hop into Alice's car, and depart. Fearful, Joy and his friends witness the arrival of the Air Force at the accident site. Once they reach home, Alice returns the metal cube to Joy. The next day, Joy passes a visit to Charles at his house, and they stumble upon news about the train accident. Charles suggests the idea of creating a horror movie set in the same location. However, their camera malfunctions, so they visit a mechanic who informs them that it's beyond repair. Joy then visits Alice at her home to discuss the horror movie concept. Alice decides not to participate in Charles' film. Just as they are about to settle their plans, Daynard shows up and warns Joy against getting close to Alice. Poor Joy. After some time, Alice changes her mind and agrees to join the movie project. Happy Joy! The following day, they commence filming their movie, and Joy realizes that the train involved in the accident belonged to the Air Force. His knowledge in trains, which he gained from creating models of trains, helps him with this discovery. The group engages in discussions about Mr. Wood's motives behind causing the train accident. Jack is seen conversing with a senior Air Force officer for an investigation, during which the officer prohibits Jack from conducting any inquiries related to the train. This increases Jack's suspicion, leading him to report the incident to his superior police officer. However, the superior shows very little interest. During the night, the senior police officer encounters a pack of dogs running in a specific direction, and strange occurrences begin to unfold around him. A boy emerges from a nearby mall due to a power outage, and a creature attacks him. The following day, Jack arrives at the scene to investigate the attack and realizes that all electronic devices nearby, including car engines, have been stolen, like your respect, by your ex. In the midst of these events, Joy puts up a poster on a city billboard seeking help to find his lost dog, Lucy. When Joy arrives home, he finds his father and several police officers in discussion. Alice's car, which caused the accident, is also present. Joy informs Charles about the situation. During the night, a mechanic investigating an electrical issue in the city is attacked by something unknown. This leads Jack to realize that the Air Force is keeping a close watch on them. Daynard is captured because his car was found at the accident site. He advises Jack to keep Joy away from Alice. The police officers discover that the Air Force is secretly involved in some activities within the city. Joy and his friends are filming near the suspicious area when Jack arrives, puts Joy in the car, takes the camera, and brings Joy home. Jack warns Joy to avoid spending time with Alice due to concerns about her irresponsible father. Joy disagrees because Alice is his close friend. Joy visits his mother's grave and misses her. Suddenly, he notices movement nearby. Meanwhile, Jack is on his way to meet the Air Force colonel, but ends up getting captured, possibly because he had knowledge about the secret project. The colonel is seen with Dr. Wood, who used to work with him, but began opposing him when he felt the colonel was acting selfishly. Dr. Wood caused the train accident involving the silver cubes. The colonel seeks information from Dr. Wood. Alice visits Joy in his room, where she watches a video of Joy's mother and becomes emotional. Well, she can be his new mommy. Anyway, Alice reveals that her father was also saddened by Joy's mother's death. Suddenly, the metal cube from the train starts moving, breaks through the wall, and escapes. Alice returns home, and her father asks her where she was. Alice remains silent, which angers Daynard, who tells her that she is just like her mother, who left them alone. Upset, Alice runs out of her house, and Daynard follows in his car, attempting to stop her. However, Alice continues on, and Daynard ends up in an accident. Before Alice can reach her father, the same strange creature that attacked before appears and targets her. Daynard calls out to Alice, but she is already taken away. In the city, Air Force officers were causing fires to clear the area for their secret project. Joy and his friend Charles watch their movie and spot a strange creature near the train during the train incident. Soon, the city evacuation begins, and Joy and Charles are also asked to leave due to the fires. Joy encounters Alice's dad and learns that Alice was taken by the creature they saw before. Determined to save Alice and investigate the creature, Joy tells his friends that they must return to the city and go to Dr. Wood's lab to check. Accompanied by a cameraman, they make their way to the lab. Meanwhile, Jack, who had been captured by the colonel, fights one of the colonel's officers, takes his uniform, and escapes. Joy and his friends head towards their school since Dr. Wood's lab is located there. After some time, they arrive at the school and the research lab. Breaking into the lab, they discover information about Dr. Wood and the connection to an alien that arrived on Earth in 1958. The Air Force captured the alien, but couldn't repair its damaged spacecraft for it to return home. The metal cubes from the alien spaceship were kept by the Air Force. During the train incident, Dr. Wood had an emotional connection with the alien and caused the accident to give the metal cubes back to its rightful owner, wanting to assist the alien in repairing its spaceship. I mean, if my wife died, I wouldn't build an emotional connection with aliens. Anyway, the Air Force arrives at the school and questions Joy and his friends. They even take away the locket that Joy's mother gave him. Joy and his friends are taken by the Air Force, but the cameraman had recorded everything. He manages to transfer the footage to Jack, who realizes that his son has been captured by the Colonel. The Air Force also takes the device containing the footage of the alien. Joy and his friends are placed on a bus, which is then attacked by the alien. The bus flips over and everyone is terrified. With no way out, the alien tries to enter the bus to reach the Colonel. However, Joy notices a window above them and they escape through it. The alien ultimately kills the Colonel, bringing an end to his threat. We see Jack rushing to save the kids with Denard. Joy gets his locket back from the officer. The cameraman comes and they escape to the graveyard to look for Alice because the Air Force had taken the alien there, underground. The Air Force's weapons stop working and the city starts falling apart. The cameraman faints and Joy tries to wake him up, but he doesn't respond, so Joy and his friends search for Alice. They go into a house to stay safe, and when they leave, there is a big explosion that makes Martin break his leg. Carrie and Joy run to the research center and find a big hole in the ground. Joy throws crackers into the hole to see how deep it is, and it turns out to be very deep. Jack and Denard are still searching for the kids. Denard says sorry, and Jack forgives him. Carrie and Joy go into the hole with a rope, and there they find many people who were captured by the alien, but they are all unconscious. The alien is fixing its spaceship to go back to its planet, and it needs electricity from the city. They find Alice's body and Joy makes a plan to save her. Carrie lights crackers to distract the alien while Joy saves Alice. Alice wakes up and hugs Joy, and they find out that the alien has feelings and wants to go home. Anyone who the alien touches gets attached to it emotionally. An officer and an old lady also wake up, and the group of 5 makes their way out. The alien kills the officer, and the old lady captures Joy. Unlike everyone else, Joy understands the alien's pain and says, "Something bad happened to all of us. You can go back to your planet if you want." The alien lets him go, and Alice and Joy get out. They see that everything made of metal in the city is being pulled towards the alien spaceship. They meet Jack and Denard. The alien spaceship needs electricity and a lot of metal. The alien even tries to pull Joy's locket, but Joy lets it go as a gift to the alien. After that, the alien flies away to its planet. And the film ends there. Thank you for watching. Like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more content. Bye!